Welcome to my 125-gallon aquarium. I suppose you could call it an tank since it's all small fish. Last year I started to get more involved with my 55-gallon and started watching a lot of YouTube videos, getting ideas. And I got the idea to get something bigger, and it seemed like 125 was the way to go as the ideal length. Figured I'd eventually be able to find a used setup on Craigslist or somewhere online, and in June I found this complete setup along with a solid stand not too far away. Had filters and some lights, but I got rid of the canister filters. Gave me a little bit of a problem early on. Now, while I was on Maine, I was on the lookout for rocks and wood to use, and this giant piece of wood was one of those pieces of wood I found. Had another 4 feet to it I cut off so I could fit it in here. Well, it has all sorts of nooks and crannies in it that it seems to shrimp like. Got it fully established in August and started stocking it for my 55. Early on I had added some local plants like some arrowheads and hydrilla. I think some sort of coontail like stuff. A little bit of coontail left. The hydrilla's grown and expanded. Not too much though, and arrowheads died off and decayed. It's got a little bit of guppy grass that came with the shrimp, and that's spread a lot. Got a nice coating of hair algae on the stump. The shrimp love that, and get a little bit of duckweed at the top that mixes in there, makes a good mat for the fish, little ones. And, there's plenty of brown algae on the back side of the tank for the various algae eaters in here. And speaking of shrimp, here are some of the offspring of what I put in there. Going back to natural colors with some stripes on their backs. Had initially got 5 red, 5 blue, 5 yellows. Stuck them in separate small aquariums for a while, and no breeding happened, so I eventually just stuck what was left. I lost some reds and I think some blues. I stuck all the rest in here and disappeared for a long time, and eventually I don't know, occasionally I'd see one pop out, and then eventually I started seeing these new shrimp, natural colors, dark brown or maroon with a stripe, a bunch of clear ones, and now I got also been seeing some new yellow ones like this guy here. Also, some new baby blue ones are up in here, like this grass over here. So on to the fish. Since I saw it, well, if I see it again, it was just here a second ago. Well, anyways, got a whole bunch of different tetras. Got black neons, regular neons, cardinal tetras, emperor tetras, ember tetras, blue kochu tetras, and green fire tetras. Here's some of the black neons. It's a blue kochu. There's emperor up here. Cardinals like to hang out in the back where it's a little bit darker. One of those survived the transfer. I had bought like 6, and they were in with a bunch of Buenos Aires tetras in like old Cory, and Buenos Aires tetras don't play nice, so I got rid of them. And turns out one of these cardinals survived. I wasn't sure of that because they kind of mix in with the neons usually. So also got about 10 celestial pearl danias in here. I got bought 5 from a local hobbyist initially, and then later on, when after breeding some of my Corys, traded him for 5 more. And speaking of the little Corys, here's one. The remaining, I had like probably over 100 fry to start. Sold 50 to local shop. And then I kept all the runt ones and gave some to my nephew, and eventually some of them would die off, and like he lost one, and of 3 I stuck in here, One of those finally died. But I'm not seeing Mama Aeneas Cory in here. But she's had her since May of 2019. Dad I got in the spring of 2023, and first attempt in spawning worked just fine. Also got two of the albinos. And two. Oh, there's Mama. Big fat Mama back there. Along with the Hillstream Loach. Gotta get them when I can. And there's also two Trillineatus Cories. I actually prefer those to a lot of them. They got a better color contrast to compared to the true Julie eyes. There's one hanging back there in the leaves somewhere. It's also got four of these guys, the peacock gudgeons. Same guy I got the CPDs from. I bought 3 of these to start. Ended up being, I don't know. I know there's one pair resulted and one of them died. And that male is rarely seen, including now. This male isn't the original male. The other one I think hides in the wood most of the time. Thought he was gone for a long time, or thought he was dead. Maybe died inside and got eaten by shrimp or something, but then after a month he appeared again. But I found another pair, PetSmart had some, so I grabbed another pair since I was able to sex them there. They were grown enough. This side doesn't see so much action. No. But there's the Trillineatus down there. One of them. I think they both might be males. So I also got these 3 albino bristlenose puckos. They came from a different local breeder. Always check Craigslist to see what people have got for sale. So here's number 2 Trillineatus. And somewhere in here there's a Farluella. Not seeing it now. Maybe on the back side of the wood somewhere. Or... oh, no, there it is. Blending in really well. And right behind that is one of 2 Pandagaras. They're only, I don't know, less than 2 inches still, but they're really not shy at all. Had my hand in there scrubbing algae and it'll come up and start nibbling on my finger. In the back I got snail from the creek. These don't seem to multiply, which is good. Don't want them getting out of control, since nothing in here is going to eat them on their own unless I pop the shells. So I do that occasionally for the little bladder snails, and they get a little tasty treat. So there's also one Autosynclus in here somewhere. Haven't seen it right lately. So this algae requires some maintenance every few weeks. Gets a little bit long and I just rip some of it out. So as far as the rest, substrate is a base of HTH pool filter sand. Then this is some little bit coarser sand or fine gravel. At what point do you call it sand or gravel? And then on this end I got it topped with some of the coal slag blasting sand. Got 2 Whisper 75s for filters. 2 LED or 4 LEDs. Got them 2 running about 9:30 to 8:30, and then 2 of them are on from. 2 others are also on at about 3:30 to 6:30 for some more brightness when I'm home. Keep the water at about 75 degrees, pH of 7, softish water with a GH of 75 and KH of 120. Collect rainwater as much as possible because the tap water is on the slightly hard side, and I don't want to accumulate the minerals in here. And nitrates are nice and low. I don't really do water changes. Everything seems to be pretty well balanced. I just keep it topped off, and sometimes I'll pull some water out and use it in the other tanks. So there's Dad. Here's one of the clear looking shrimp. See, nobody seems to like this wood cave. This was a piece that broke off the bigger piece when I was getting it ready. Close up of the Pandagara. Looking forward to them getting even bigger and more colorful with a red tail. Here's one of the bristlenose. This is one of the smaller ones. They're all about the same size, a little bit smaller than that when I got them. Three of the emperors came from one shop. I could have sworn I had counted 4 in there and given a deal on 4, and when I finally got 3, couldn't find the 4th, but I did find a 4th. Had a Petco. They're all males, so they're actually all females. Really need to find a male or 2. Our oil is back in here now. It likes these Vallisneria type plants. I guess they get a good coating of brown algae on them. Oh yeah, so I got a few different leaves in here. I got some Indian almond leaves that I've soaked those really well to get most of the tannins out because I don't want it getting too dark. And you can see it here. It's a little bit stained. Also found some ginkgo leaves around the neighborhood, so I plucked a bunch of those, dried them out, and then I also got some oak in here. So all those help lower the pH because the rainwater pH jumps up to about 7.4 to 7.6 after it's been sitting for a while. So this leaves help drop it back down to 7. Is that a new one? Is this a new one or a molt? Looks like another new live one, clear one. A few small clear ones up in the grass hanging out. And a larger clear one right there. I know I have at least one red one still in here. And it was a smaller one, so I think it's new. So there's breeding going on somewhere that... Nope, lights out. Final shot of the Hillstream Loach. Petco had some spotted ones recently, but they weren't ready to sell them because they hadn't been doing well. So I have to check with them again, see if I can get another one. And that'll about do it. Thanks for watching.